This is the lecture for Flash Chapter 11. It's about adding sound and video. The lessons talk about working with sound, specifying synchronization options, modifying sounds, using ActionScript with sound, and working with video. Sound and video are important tools you can use to express a message, engage users, and make your site or application appealing to visitors. Sound and video can add significantly to the size of published applications. You should plan ahead and try to use them strategically, and only apply sound and video where it will have the most impact. Flash includes a number of compression options that can help you achieve a balance between quality and file size when using these elements in your applications. Effective and judicious use of sound and video are key ingredients in making a Flash site or application a truly multimedia experience. You can add sound to an object or the timeline in Flash by importing sound files to the library panel. Flash also provides you with dozens of sound effects found in the Common Libraries panel on the window menu. You can use ActionScript to add sound during runtime. When you want a sound to play in the background rather than tie it to a specific object on the stage, you can add an instance of the sound to a frame on the timeline. It is recommended that you use the Properties panel to add instances. The approximate duration of the sound is indicated by the number of frames the lines occupy. If the sound is longer in duration than the movie in seconds, the sound may continue playing after the playhead has reached the last frame. Sounds are represented on the timeline by either a straight or waveform line. This one here shows a waveform line there on your audio layer. You can play multiple sounds at once by placing the sounds on different layers. Sounds you add in Flash are considered event sounds. The sounds start in the keyframe to which you add it, but it can continue playing past the last frame in the main timeline. And here it shows sounds in the timeline are extended to the end of the movie, but that doesn't mean they'll stop playing at the end of the movie if they're an event sound. You can have event sounds play at a faster or slower rate than indicated by the frames on the timeline, and you can use event sounds as many times as you like in a movie with no increase in the file size because they're already part of it. You also have the repeat feature, which lets you play a sound a specified number of times. It's useful in certain situations, such as creating background music for a movie. If you want your audio to loop continuously, you can select the loop option by clicking the repeat list arrow in the sound area on the Properties panel and selecting loop. Now let's go out and look at the tutorial for this chapter. We are on page 11-6 if you want to follow along in the book. We're going to go out and open up FL11_1, and then we're going to save it as Nightclub. Okay, we want to look at the library panel, and we want to expand our audio folder, and then we want to choose accent, and we want to play it. We want to get a preview of it. Okay, then we want to look at accent 2. Alright, and then we want to look at the background. We want to see what it sounds like. Alright, after you preview the 3 sounds, we want to go back over to our timeline. We want to choose our sign layer, and we want to add a new layer above it. Alright, and it's going to be named Audio Background. We're going to select frame 1 of the audio background layer. We're going to go to our Properties panel. We want to go here in the sound area and go to the name and choose background out of the list. And we also want event to appear here in our sync area. Okay, Flash adds the sound file to the layer as indicated by the blue horizontal line through the frames on the audio background layer. Now you want to go test your movie and make sure that your sound plays. Okay, your sign's still flashing, but your sound is stopped because it has reached the end of the duration of that sound file. Close your flash player, and we're going to go over here and we're going to insert a new layer above the background layer. We're going to name it Accent 1. We're going to choose that first frame, and we're going to set our sound name file to Accent 1. Make sure Events chosen in your sync list box. Then insert another new layer. Name it Accent 2. Now we want to choose frame 30 this time and insert a keyframe. Okay, and then we want to go back over here to our list arrow and choose Accent 2. It starts there where our keyframe is in frame 30. Okay, now test the movie again. Okay. All three sound files play simultaneously for a short time. However, since the sound clips are of different durations, they do not all play to the end of the movie. So close our flash player. We want to go to frame 1 of our audio background layer. We want to make sure repeat is showing here, and we want to change the number of times to repeat to 3. We want to go to frame 1 of our Accent 1 layer, and the number of times to repeat here is 5. And then go to frame 30, and we want to set our repeat to 4 for Accent 2. Alright, since Accent 2 sound starts in a later keyframe than Accent 1, you do not have to repeat it as many times to have it play until the end of the movie. Alright, we want to lock our 3 audio layers. And then drag your playhead to the end, all the way out to frame 200, to show here, you see the blue lines that shows that our files have been extended to the end. Okay, it repeats now all the way to the end. Alright, we want to test our movie and let it play until the sounds stop. Okay, notice here that your animation is stopped. Okay, you still have music playing. That's because when you did a repeat, music played past the duration of the animation on the timeline because it said event sounds will do that. They don't necessarily stop at frame 200. They stop when they have repeated the number of times they're supposed to for the length of their video of their sound clip. Okay, so close our flash player. We want to drag our scroll bar all the way back to 1, and then we want to make sure we save everything at this point. Okay? Now we want to go back to our PowerPoints for just a few minutes. Alright, stream sounds are similar to animated graphic symbols because they are closely tied to the main timeline. Stream files will begin playing right away without the user having to wait for the entire sound file to download. You have your synchronization objects of event, start, stop, and stream there on your properties panel in your sound area. Stream sounds are tied to the timeline and the number of frames on the timeline. When you add a sound and set it to be a stream, Flash breaks the sound into individual sound clips and associates each clip with a specific frame on the timeline. If the sound is longer than the number of frames on the timeline, the sound still stops at the end of the movie. An important use of stream sounds is for you to be able to synchronize animation and audio. A start sound is similar to an event sound, but it will not play again if an instance of that sound is already playing, and you use the start option with sounds associated with buttons or with movies that loop back to the beginning in order to avoid overlapping sounds. The stop option lets you end an event sound at a specific keyframe. You can insert a keyframe in the frame where you want to apply a stop option. Then you specify the name of the sound you want to stop in the properties panel. And here it shows during your audio file, the block rectangle indicates the end of the span of frames with the same content. And then the filled in blue square above the keyframe indicates a stop action has been added. Alright, so if we go back out to our tutorial, we're on page 11-12. Our nightclub file should still be open. We're going to go to Insert, New Symbol. We're going to name it Word Animation. And make sure it's a movie clip and click OK. We're going to rename Layer 1 as Audio. We have went into our word animation area for our new symbol. Audio for layer 1. Insert a keyframe in frame 50. And then we want to go to the actions panel and we want to type our stop action here. Alright. Inserting a keyframe creates a movie clip of sufficient length, frames 1 through 50, for the sound to play, and adding a stop action to the keyframe stops the movie clip timeline from repeating. Okay? We want to go back from our actions panel to our timeline. We want to click frame 1 on your audio layer. We want to go over here to our name and we want to click our sound file. We want bitmaps underscore free underscore VO. We want to click the sync list arrow and choose stream. It's not going to let me stream it. Oh, right here, in the event, we want to stream. Okay. And I'm assuming we want to leave it as repeat. Alright. Now then.
Tonight, all bitmaps get in for free.
Okay. You should have heard it play when you hit enter. And it should have said, tonight all bitmaps get in for free. We want to insert a new layer above the audio layer. And name it text. Alright. We want to, you will add text that synchronizes with your voiceover sound file that you've just added. We want to insert a keyframe in frame 13 on your text layer. We want to go to our library panel and we want to open up our text and we want to pull tonight onto the stage somewhere around the center. We want to make sure our view is set to fit in window, and we want to display our properties panel and change our X value to -48.9 and our Y value to -8.5. Now then, we want to choose our selection tool. We want to insert a keyframe at frame 19. Okay. Click the word tonight on the stage. Click swap. Choose the all graphic symbol and click OK. Flash replaces the instance of tonight with an instance of the all graphic symbol. We want to insert a keyframe in frame 23. We want to choose the all graphic, the swap, and choose bitmaps and click OK. We want to insert a keyframe in frame 31. We want to choose bitmaps. We want to choose swap, and we want to choose get. Alright, and then we want to insert a keyframe in frame 32. So right beside of it, we want to insert another keyframe. Okay, hang on. I did the wrong get. Okay, Control C, Control C, Control C. Okay. I forgot my keyframe, but I chose the wrong graphic symbol. Okay, hold on. Alright, get. No, that was right. That's right. Okay. Alright, so here we're going to replace that with get. So we'll go here and click our swap and choose get. Alright, and then go here, insert a keyframe in 32. Choose this one, choose swap, and choose in. We want to go to 35 and insert a keyframe. Choose in, choose swap, choose 4, click OK. And then 37, insert timeline, keyframe, and choose free. Click 1 on the timeline. And press enter to view the words as they synchronize with sound.
Tonight, all bitmaps get in for free.
Okay. Click Scene 1 at the top left of the workspace to return to your main timeline. Insert a new layer above the Accent 2 layer. We want to name it Animation. Insert a keyframe in frame 40 on the animation layer. Display the library panel. Then drag the word animation movie clip symbol from the library panel to the left side of the stage. Test the movie.
Tonight, all bitmaps get in for free.
Okay, I had it a little too far over for it to show up. Let me grab this and pull it back over. And let's try that again. Test the movie again.
Tonight, all bitmaps get in for free.
Okay. The words stream the sounds and they appear to be synchronized. Okay. Close your Flash player, save your work, and close the movie. Alright, we're going to go back. No, we're still in our tutorial. We want to go to File. We want to open FL_2. We want to name it or save it as Super Tips. We're going to display our library panel. Open the Buttons folder. Click the Gel Right button. Drag the playhead through the timeline. Okay, we'll play that in the edit window. Drag the playhead through the timeline. Okay. The Gel Right button symbol currently has 4 layers which create the visual effects of the button, such as the arrow changing color when the pointer rolls over it. Insert a new layer above the button arrow layer. I don't have a button arrow layer. Go back. Alright, I'm missing a button arrow layer. Alright, let's see. Oh, okay. Double click here. I was on the wrong timeline. And go into the timeline for that button. Alright, and then drag it through the various options. Okay. Sorry about that. Insert a new layer above your button arrow layer. Name it Audio. Insert a keyframe in the over frame on the audio layer. Display your properties panel. And in the name list arrow, choose Accent 2 for your sound. Okay, Flash as the sound file is indicated by the straight line on the audio layer, which will start to play once you move the mouse pointer over the button, and it will continue to play even after you move off the button. Click the Sync List arrow. Click Start. Alright. Click Scene 1. Go back to your main timeline. Test the movie. Position the mouse pointer over a button, then move the mouse pointer off the button. The music will start playing when you hover over it and continue even after you move away from it. Okay. Close Flash Player. Display the library panel and double click the Gel Right button. Alright. Click the up frame on the audio layer. Display the properties panel. Click your name list arrow there for your sound and choose Accent 2. Click the Sync List arrow and click Stop. Then go back to Scene 1. We want to test the movie. You want to position the mouse pointer over a button and then move the mouse pointer off it. If you click a button, close the Flash player and repeat steps 6 and 7. Okay, the music stops when you move the mouse pointer away from the button. Alright, position it over it. Okay. Close Flash. Alright, save your work and close the file. Alright, we're going back to the tutorial, to the PowerPoints for lesson 3. That finishes that little section of the tutorial. Talking about modifying sounds now. In most cases, you will want to edit and enhance sounds in a sound editing program before you import them in Flash. However, Flash does include some basic editing features you can use on sounds you have already imported. You have your edit envelope there that shows different options that are available. You can trim the length of a sound file using the edit envelope dialog box. You can preview the edits you make to a sound by clicking the play button at the bottom left corner of the edit envelope dialog box. Flash includes the following effects you can apply to sounds. You have your left channel, which plays the sound only in the left channel or speaker. Right channel plays the sound only in the right channel or speaker. Fade left to right gradually shifts the sound from the left channel to the right channel over the duration of the sound. Fade right to left gradually shifts the sound from the right channel to the left channel over the duration of the sound. Fade in increases the volume of the sound as it begins to play. Fade out decreases the volume of the sound as it ends. And there was the rest of them. You can set these options either in the Properties panel of the frame to which you have added the sound or in the Edit Envelope dialog box for the sound. Custom lets you create your own volume variations over the duration of the sound. And there it shows sound decreases in volume in this area here, and sound increases there on the rise. We're going to go back out to the tutorial. We're now on page 11-20 in your book. We're going to open up the nightclub file that we did earlier. And we're going to save it as vectors. We're going to insert a new layer above the animation layer and name it Voice Intro. Okay. We're going to click frame 1 of that layer. On the voice intro layer, we're going to set the sound to the hello voiceover. We're going to set our sync here to stream. We're going to test the movie in Flash Player.
Hello everybody and welcome to Vector's Nightclub. Tonight, all bitmaps get in for free.
Okay, after we listen to it in Flash Player, we want to go to our Edit Sound Envelope button, which is right here. Alright, in the Properties panel, and we want to click the Effects List arrow, and we're going to go to Custom. Alright, you'll edit the sound file so it plays only the words Vector. You will edit the sound file so it plays only the words Vector's Nightclub. Okay, hang on. I don't know which sound is supposed to be in there, because we don't have a sound in there. Alright, let's go. Let's try this. Go to Frames. Click the Zoom Out. Alright. Until you see your sound there. Click the Play Sound button.
Hello everybody and welcome to Vector's Nightclub.
Alright. Drag the time in control to frame 30. Click and drag the time in control to frame 30. So here, we want to drag this to frame. Wait a minute, it's dragging my frames with it. Wait a minute, okay. Cancel. Let's go back in there again. Alright, so it's supposed to let me do this to frame 30. It's moving the whole thing. It's moving the whole thing, but it's moving my timeline with it. Let's see. What should it look like? Alright, I'm not quite sure what's going on with this. Okay. Okay, so it should look like that now. Alright, so it should look like that. We want to click and drag over to frame 30. So this is frame 30. But it's moving my timeline. Okay, maybe it's supposed to do that. Alright, so something like that. It's hard to tell where you're at on here. Click the play sound button again.
Vector's Nightclub. Vector's Nightclub.
Okay. Only the last two words of the sound, Vector's Nightclub, should play. If necessary, you can adjust your timeline. Click OK. Close your edit envelope box, and then close your flash player after you test your movie.
Nightclub. Tonight, all bitmaps get in for free.
Okay, so it started out by saying Vector's Nightclub. We want to unlock the audio background layer, and we want to click on frame 1. Click the effect list arrow in the properties panel and click custom. Note you can also select custom using the effect list arrow in the edit envelope. Click the zoom out button until the frames display 5, 10, 15, and 20. Drag the envelope handle for the left channel and the envelope handle for the right channel down to the lowest point to decrease the sound in both channels. Okay. So we want to go here to the lowest point and here to the lowest point. Okay. You want to click the left channel sound line on frame 20. Okay. Okay. On frame 20, a new envelope handle appears on frame 20 for both the left and the right channel. Drag the new handle on the left channel up to the highest point. Drag the new handle on the right channel up to the highest point. Click the Play Sound button in the Edit area. Okay, your music fades in gradually in both channels. Click your Stop. Click OK. Lock all the layers. Save the work and close the movie. Now we're on lesson 4. We're going to go back to the PowerPoints. You can use actions to set how and when sound plays in a movie. And to start or stop sounds in response to user interactions. To reference the sound from the library panel in ActionScript, you must enable the Export for ActionScript option. You click the checkbox to allow sound files to be used in ActionScript and your class name used for linkage. A sound object is a way for ActionScript to recognize and control a sound, and when you create a sound object, it's similar to creating an instance of a sound on the stage, except it happens entirely in ActionScript. Okay, your sound.play method starts the sound playing and includes optional parameters that let you specify a sound offset and also the number of times to repeat the sound. The stop all method of the sound mixer class stops all sounds currently playing. Okay, so here you have a variable named S&D with a sound data type. The sound data type is identified by using the class name MyMusic that was specified in the linkage area of the sound properties dialog box. You can assign an instance of the sound class to the variable. Okay, we're going to go back out here to our tutorial. We're on page 11-24. We want to open up 11_3 and we want to do a save as and name it levels. We want to click the start button and then click the mute button. The animation plays and stops, but there's no sound. Okay, hang on. Oh, we want to test the movie. Sorry, I'm skipping steps. Okay. You have no sound, but you have your animations. Close your Flash player. Display the library panel. Right-click the Song 1 audio file. Then click Properties. Okay. Your Sound Properties dialog box opens up. Click the ActionScript tab to display the linkage area. Click the Export for ActionScript checkbox. And then verify export for runtime sharing is not checked. Okay, down here. And then click OK. A message appears indicating that Flash will automatically generate a definition for the class. Click OK. Display the library panel and notice that Song 1 is displayed in the linkage column. Okay. We want to go to frame 1 on your actions layer and open up our actions panel. The current ActionScript code causes the playhead to go to and play the frame labeled Start Bars when the Start button is clicked. The Start Bars frame is the first frame in the Color Bars movie clip, and it is the frame where the animation starts. Remember, a movie clip has its own timeline. Okay? Type the following line below the Color Bars line in the PlayAN function as shown in Figure 25. So here, enter. What I want to do. Okay, press enter and then type in snd.play. This line causes the sound variable containing the Song 1 instance to play. Test your movie. Click the start button and then click mute. The sound file plays when you click start, and when you click mute, the color bars stop, but the sound does not. Okay, close your player. Display your actions panel if it's not already displayed. Type the following above the stop line. Oh, hang on. Okay. It's an import for your Flash Media Sound Mixer. Okay. That line makes the Sound Mixer class available to you. And then type the following line below the color bars line in the stop action function. Okay. That line will stop all sounds currently playing. We want to go and test our movie again. Click your start. Click mute. And then click start again. And then click mute. Okay, it'll play till you click mute. Close your Flash player. And then save and close your file. You added actions to start and stop your sounds from playing based on clicking on buttons. Now then, we're going to go back to our PowerPoint for just a few minutes there for Lesson 5 of this chapter. Progressive downloading uses a video component and ActionScript to load an external FLV file into an SWF file, allowing the video to play while the SWF file is played. This keeps your Flash file smaller than when the video is embedded. The process to load an external video. You start your Flash ActionScript document, select the layer and frame where the video will be displayed, import the video using the Import Video option from the Import command on your file menu. Use the Browse button in the Import Video dialog box to navigate to the folder where your video is located and choose it. Check the Load External Video with Playback component and then click your Next button. The skinning screen will pop up. The video skin determines the appearance and position of the video controls. The finished video import screen appears, indicating the file and its location, as well as information on the video component and its skin. Here it shows a preview of the selected skin. You can click to view different skin options. You can click to view color palette of available control bar colors. Cue points are indicators on the video timeline that you specify. To create a cue point, you scrub the seek bar to locate the desired position for the cue points. Then you use the cue points area of the properties panel to add a cue point and give it a name. And here your seek bar scrub to the 13-second point on the video timeline, and your cue point is named lion is created at the 13-second point. So that concludes that part of the lecture. Let's go out and complete the tutorial. We want to open up 11_4, save it as Safari. We want to insert a new layer on our timeline. We want to name it Video. We want to click Frame 1 of that video layer. Click File on your menu bar. You want to go to Import, Import Video. Okay, we want to browse and find our file path. You want your Safari FLV. Okay. We want to verify load external video with playback is chosen. Then we want to click Next. You can read through this information here on the skinning screen. Don't change anything and click Next. And then read through this information here on the finish screen and then click Finish. The FLV playback component appears centered on the stage with the video loaded. Click the center of the playback component to select it, and then click the play button on the playback component. The video plays in the playback component. Notice the video has three parts: the title, the elephant, and the lion. Click the center of the component on the stage to make sure it's still selected. Display the properties panel. Then type My Video for the instance name. And then save everything. Click the Go to First Frame button on the playback component. And make sure you're, let's see. Alright. Display the library panel. And notice the playback component is listed. Display the properties panel. Expand the component parameters. If it's not already, then view the properties for the playback component. This area has information about the component, including the alignment on the stage, the skin, and the source video file. The cue points area is used to add and display cue points. Currently, there are none. Click the Add Action Script Cue Point button. Okay. Click Cue Point 1 in the name column. Then type Start. This creates a cue point named Start at the beginning of the video. Okay. Drag the seek bar on the playback component until the elephant appears. Approximately 1 second. Okay. Click the Add Cue Point and name it Elephant. Alright. Drag the seek bar until the line appears at approximately 11 seconds. It's hard to get it right on it. Let's just leave it on 11 seconds. Add a cue point and name it Lion. Alright, save everything. Now then, we want to insert a new layer. Name it Actions. Click Frame 1 on your Actions layer. Open your Actions panel. Type the following as a single line of code. We're on page 11-30 if you're following in the book. We're in step 1. Okay. Press Enter to move down a line, then type the next set of code there for your function. Okay. Set your curly braces. Alright. And then type with inside your function your code for your function there. Okay, so that's your function there for your lion. And then we want to complete the code for the other two buttons. We're going to do a copy paste to speed it up a little bit and just change some names around. So this will be elephant button. Okay. And then we need to do it for the start. Okay. Then save it. We're going to double click the elephant button on the stage. Click the down frame on your timeline in the sound area. Then click the go to sound and click the elephant.wave. Verify sync is set to event. Then click scene 1 to return to your main timeline. Repeat the steps for the lion using the lion MP3. Alright. Click the scene 1 again to return to main timeline. Display your library panel. Then play the Safari.wave sound. Alright. Then we're going to click frame 1 on the actions layer and open the actions panel. And then type the following 3 lines of code above the Lion BTN event listener line. Okay. Okay. And then type the following line within the function for each of the buttons. Okay, so here we would do a channel 1 stop. Alright, this stops playing of the Safari sound file. Do a Control S, and then we want to test our movie. got some problems. Who's this at? Reference error. Where's this at? Okay, it's telling us that some text is not defined. Okay, I found I had some syntax errors right here. These didn't match exactly. I had the V capitalized, and the same thing here. I had the S capitalized here. So I had two compiler errors. Alright, so now if you did it exactly like mine, you need to go back and fix those two errors, and then go and test your movie. Okay. We can go to Lion. We can go to Elephant. We can go back to Start. Okay. We can go back to the very beginning. Alright. So you can play around with that a little bit. Make sure you save everything. And that concludes the Chapter 11 lecture and tutorial walkthrough. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email and I'll get back to you as quick as I can.